Hey guys, this is the third and final video for the lottery training portion of CStorePro. In this video, we'll cover all the different reports, the dashboard functionality, printing reports, etc. That are available in CStorePro for the lottery portion of our product. So the first thing that you can actually look at is right off the dashboard, you notice that you have the ability to print the last 2 days worth of reports for your lottery lotto. So you can come in here and you can print the report. And obviously you have the slot number, game number, pack number, game name, starting value, ending ticket, ticket value for each game, opening number, closing, and how much you sold. And at the bottom you have the total amount of sales. So you can do this for the last 2 days. Now if you want to do it, if you're an owner and you have the access or you have the ability and you want to go look at historical data, you can obviously go to lottery lotto, day closings, and you get a neat little calendar view over here of all the days, and you can go back to as basically the life of the system. Say I want to go to January, go. So I have my January readings day by day. And each one of these readings I can basically print. Right, so I'll basically pull out the printer and print that report for me. And it'll tell me how many games are sold out and all that stuff. You also have the ability to look at list view rather than calendar view. So if you're more of a list person and not a calendar person, you can click over here, list view, and you'll get basically a list of all your ticket sales for each day and how many tickets you sold and the total value for each day. And you can filter by dates and all that stuff over here as well. And you can obviously print from this list if you want to. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the dashboard, right? This is probably the #1 most commonly used place in our system for especially owners. This gives you the lottery ticket sales trends, how your lottery ticket sales are doing for the last 30 days. It also tells you how many games are in your stock right now. So if you ever want to do a spot check, you can just say, okay, our system is showing 139, just go to the store and make sure there's 139 games in your store. If I click over here, I can see which games are in my stock. And there's another way to get this report as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, but this is just a quick snapshot. You can also look at how many games are unsettled. Basically, how many games you have that still have to be settled to the lottery commission. And when you click over here, you'll see those unsettled packs here. This is a neat little thing to have. It tells you how many games are basically sold out but not settled, and you can see which game hasn't been settled yet. So either you can settle it or you can just continue and just remember that that's what's happening. Hidden games are basically games that, in this case I don't have any, but hidden games basically tell you which games are in your stock. Which games are in your stock but you're not selling to your customer. So for example, let's say lottery commission rolls out a Christmas game and you don't you don't include it in your commission in your slots. The system will tell you that, hey, you have this game that's sitting in the back that's a promotional game that you haven't activated yet. And then the system also tells you how many empty dispensers you have in your store. So this is a neat way to know if your stocks are being fully utilized. It's kind of a good analogy for this is, if you have a cooler door that's sitting empty and you have beer that's sitting in the back that you're not selling to your customers, why would you have an empty cooler door, right? You want to attract as many customers as possible. So this will give you the ability to basically make sure that you're fully utilizing the slots and especially the prime real estate, which is on your counter. If you want to specify the slot numbers, you can always do that by getting the lottery lotto settings, and you can specify how many slot numbers you have in your store. So now let's get into the reports, right? So you can come into lottery lotto. You can see all your games if you want to. You can click on games and you can see all the games that you have available in your store. You can also go into lotto settlements and you can get the settlements and what your settlements are for each day. And we'll talk about this a little bit later on the accounting side, but it gives you an idea of what your settlements are supposed to be for each day, including your scratchers and your lotto tickets, your onlines. Now in the reporting, you have multiple reports available. Lottery lotto reports, you have scratch off specific reports, scratch off balance reports, and pack history reports. So let's say, for example, I go into scratch off specific reports. I can run it by sales by day and I can get a list of all my sales, right? I can also run it by sales by game. So I want to see what's my top selling game so I can see what it is and what percentage of that game it makes up. You can run it by sales by game value, so you can see all the $20 tickets, how much you're getting, how much you're selling those for, which tickets are being sold the most. So right now in this particular case, my $5 tickets are my most popular selling tickets in this store. Scratch off running balance, scratch off actual versus reported, right? So if you're connected to your point of sale system, you can see what your actual sales are versus what your reported are in the system, so you can compare the two against one another. Very popular report is basically the pack inventory status, this basically tells you what your summary is, right? This is built very similar to the lottery reports that you get for your inventory, which gives you the game number, game name, ticket value, if it's activated, if it's confirmed, you know, if it's in the dispenser currently right now, right? And unsettled. So you kind of get that idea as well. And at the bottom, it tells you how much your total inventory is right now in your store. Unsettled games, these are the games that are unsettled. Again, you have all of them. Or sorry, unactivated. These are the games that are basically sitting here in a stock room that you haven't activated yet. Activated on the shelf, you'll see all these games. These are the current games that you have on your shelf. Activated, not on the shelf, these are the games that basically you have activated but they're not on the shelf. So this may be something that's alarming to you, right? What happened to these games? Did my employee activate them and then just basically pocket them, or what happened to these games? So you can kind of do the investigation here. Activated settled, so these are all the games that have already been taken out, money has been taken out. And activated unsettled, games that have, you know, the money still pending to be taken out. Sold out unsettled, these are the games that basically have been sold out but haven't been settled in my store. What games I still have in my vending machine, and then obviously what games I have in my vending machine that are unsettled. You notice this error because I don't have my vending machine activated, so that's why it's giving me this error. So that's pretty much the gist of the lottery lotto reports. If you have any questions or need further training on the lottery, please don't hesitate to call CStorePro at 281-265-2299. Thank you guys. I look forward to you guys watching the next video.